Welcome to Redtastic. Story 1. My name is Perfect, and I am 19 female. Ironically, my life all this while has been the exact opposite of my name. I had to endure so much hardship and pain that I have come to terms with the fact that this just might be my fate. However, a recent issue pushed me off the limit and I want to know whether I was in the wrong here. Hence the reason why I want to share my story with you guys. I'm not posting it to gain your sympathy or for you to pity me. I just want to know your honest and unbiased judgment on the entire issue. I stay with my grandma and my mom. Let's call her Stella, 38 female. If not for my grandma, I don't know whether I would still live long enough not to talk about making this post. Here is my story. My mom, as long as I could start remembering stuff as a kid, clearly made me aware of the fact that my birth was completely a mistake. She didn't stop at that. She treated me with contempt and hate. She made me feel so unwelcome that at times, I even wondered if she carried me in her womb for 9 months. She never told anyone that I was her daughter, and I never got to call her mom. Whenever I did, she would give me a beating of a lifetime. But luckily, Grandma was there for me. Grandma owns a restaurant which generated enough income to look after both of us. She even sent me to school all by herself. Stella never cared about me. She only came home when she needed money from Grandma and left after that. Growing up, I asked Grandma why my mom resented me so much, and she narrated the story to me. She said Mommy used to be very naughty in her teenage years. Luckily, Grandpa was the headmaster of a school by then and managed to put her under control. However, Grandpa passed away when she was in her final year. Her behavior took a turn for the worse. She dropped out of high school and didn't listen to Grandma again. She and some of her friends formed a gang where they did all sorts of immoral acts. She started hooking up with multiple guys until one day the unexpected happened. She got pregnant with me for 4 good months without realizing it. She was on birth control pills, so the pregnancy came to her as a surprise. She only found out after she got sick and went to the hospital for a checkup. Initially, she wanted to abort me, but the doctor warned her that she could lose her life in the process. So once she gave birth to me, she resented me to the core, as though it was my own decision to be born by her. If I had to choose my mom, I would have never chosen her. She claimed I destroyed her life. To date, I do not know my dad. She hooked up with multiple guys by then and doesn't even know who exactly to hold responsible. To bring her life back on the track, as she claimed, she acted as though I never existed. I completed high school 2 years ago, but knowing the kind of financial condition we were in, I decided to help Grandma run the restaurant for 2 years to save up enough funds for college. Last year, our sales doubled after I opened an online shop for our restaurant. I recently applied for college and luckily I gained admission. I'm also fortunate enough to have gained a partial scholarship from the school as well. When I told Grandma, her joy knew no bounds. I started preparing my stuff for college, but 2 days ago, Stella had come home, so Grandma told her about my admission. However, she wasn't happy for me. Instead, she came to tell me that I should stay for at least 2 to 3 more years at home before going to college. Her statement quickly got on my nerves. I angrily asked her why she wanted me to stay. She then claimed she was pregnant and wanted me to stay and help her during the pregnancy, and a little while after the baby was born. I was very furious at her outburst. I angrily told her I can't postpone going to college for someone who doesn't give an F about my existence. Most importantly, she wasn't responsible for my fees, so I owe her nothing. She called me an ungrateful bastard for turning her down. I asked her what the F she did for me that I should be grateful for, and to my surprise, she said I should be grateful that she didn't abort me. I simply told her that would have been the best ending for me instead of her bringing me into the world and treating me as though I were not of flesh and blood. So she could go and burn the sea for all I care, but she has no right to decide how I plan my life. She kept raining all sorts of insults on me, so I simply walked out on her to calm my nerves elsewhere. One of my aunts called me in the evening telling me that I should go and apologize to Stella for talking back to her and consider helping her during her pregnancy because she is my mom no matter what. I asked her why they never rebuked her when she treated me with contempt and acted as though I never existed. She remained silent over the phone, so I continued. I told her to tell Stella that to hell with her being my mom. If I had a choice, I would never choose to be her daughter. I have no idea who the father of her unborn child is, and I don't want to know either. Whether she likes it or not, I'm going to school and that's it. So am I the a-hole? Update. I'm very thrilled at all the positive responses you shared on my post. Here's an update. I overheard Grandma reprimanding Stella this dawn about her outrageous requirement and how badly she treated me. This afternoon, she came to my room while I was packing to leave for school tomorrow. She claimed she was sorry about how she treated me in the past. I was taken aback by her sudden change of behavior towards me. She then went ahead to say she wanted to make it up to me. I asked her how. Only then did I understand the reason behind her sudden change in behavior towards me. She asked me to stay with her during the pregnancy so she could gradually make it up to me. In the end, it was just about herself. She wanted to use her emotions to trap me into accepting her proposal. I told her I wasn't so desperate for her attention. All the times I wanted her that she never showed up were long gone. I have come to terms with the fact that I am unwanted by my mom. If she plans on making me stay this way, I'm sorry to let her down. I have only one wish at the moment, and that is Grandma should live long enough to enjoy the fruit of her hard work. As for my mom, I don't think she understands the depth of the damage she has caused me. Until she realizes that, I guess I'll just keep avoiding her. Thanks for the love you all showed me. You have a good head on your shoulder, OP, and you're not the a-hole in the story. I'm really glad you have a grandma in your corner, and she's been caring for you when your mother couldn't care less about you. Your mother is the a-hole here. Not only did she not want to parent you, but she also expects you to put your life on hold because she's pregnant. I'm really glad you're standing your ground and leaving for college. I'm sorry about the pain she's caused you. I hope she makes amends with you before it gets too late. Good luck, OP. Story 2. I, Caucasian 26 female, married Filipino 28 male 2018. Everyone in my family is married to someone Caucasian. Literally no one is in a mixed relationship. About 2 years ago, I met a husband and we've been in love ever since. My parents never approved of our relationship and gave me an ultimatum. If I didn't leave him, they would kick me out and never speak to me again. There was not one reason to hate him because 1. They've never met him. 2. They didn't want to meet him at all. And 3. As soon as I mentioned he was Asian, they looked visibly upset. And my dad turned beet red. And since I didn't leave him, everyone in my family shunned me. For over 2 years, my family didn't talk to me and didn't even know if I was okay. I tried to call them and even visit, but they'd never answer. After a while, I got tired of trying. Fast forward 2018. My husband proposed and we agreed on having a small wedding with just close friends and family, 80 people approximate. I invited my parents, siblings, and close family, but no one showed up. I was so heartbroken because I never got my parents' blessing, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Towards the end of 2018, I found out I'm pregnant with our first child, and we are so excited to be parents. I plan out a small baby shower and I invite my family again, and no one shows up. My mom decides to phone me later that night to tell me that my child will never be accepted into their family and that I'm a disgrace. At this point, I'm fed up with them because they have so much hatred for their own grandson and he's just an innocent baby. A few weeks later, I give birth and no one in my family shows up to see him. But I didn't let them affect my happiness. Fast forward to this year 2020, my son is 6 months old and he doesn't know who his aunts, uncles, cousins or grandparents are. He doesn't know any family besides my husband's. 2 nights ago, my mom called to meet a grandkid, but I immediately said no and didn't explain why. I'm afraid they might hurt my child to begin with and they never cared for him until now. So am I the a-hole? Definitely not the a-hole, OP. These people have had every chance to love you, and your family have acted terribly. If you're going to give them a chance because it is hard to lose one's family, then they owe you a sincere apology, restorative justice for the way they mistreated you and your husband, and also a commitment to learning about racism so they can combat their instincts before you should let your child anywhere near them. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole for sure. I wouldn't want my child around anyone who didn't have anything but the best intentions. The way they treated you is not kind. I've been there before. You are strong and have made it this far. I wouldn't let them get anywhere near my child until I was sure they would treat them with the same respect and kindness that a grandparent should. Stand your ground until you feel comfortable. You're not keeping your son from them. You're protecting your son from them. Even if you let them have a relationship, based upon the way they've acted, they will treat him poorly in comparison to their other white grandchildren. My father's parents treated me and my siblings totally different from our cousins, and it was awful. As soon as we were old enough, none of us kids ever spoke to grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins again. All it succeeded in doing was creating a second generation of people, us and our dad, they traumatized. Think about the way your father reacted when he learned you were dating an Asian man. Well, you are now raising a future Asian man, and I don't see a scenario where he would be any kinder. If they have strong racist views, they might just be trying to keep appearances. Don't allow them to play victim. Let them in step by step, and they need to prove themselves to you and your little new family. It is their fault they don't know their grandchild. They drove you away. By giving them a chance to show you they've changed, it shows that you are trying, therefore they cannot blame you for not meeting your son. If they still haven't changed and they disrespect your husband or son, you have the right to back away again, even before they meet him. They need to accept your husband too, and your son doesn't need to be exposed to discrimination from anyone. In this case, your parents might still play victim, but at least you'll have peace of mind knowing that you tried. Plus, if they really do have honest, good intentions, they should have no problem with your rules and steps. Story 3. I, 35 female, was a big riot girl in high school. I hated rap and boy bands and was obsessed with my favorite band, Taking Back Sunday. Still am. And I still go to lots of punk shows. I've probably been to 200 plus in my life. So last week, my friend brought up this local riot girl band that was playing a show she was going to in a few weeks and asked if I wanted to go. I said sure, sounds cool. Then I look at the lineup. It looked like some feminist rapper was also there. She's apparently friends with the headliner. Okay, fine, but I still have no interest in seeing rap at all. So I told my friend and asked if she stayed. She just texted me after the rapper set and I would go grab a drink at another bar in the area during it. She was like, why? And I said I wasn't into rap and she knew that. So she asked why I couldn't just stick around and get a drink at the bar there or something. I said I didn't want to be around any rap music at all. After all, I promised my high school self I would never go see a rap show, just like I would never see a boy band concert, which I also haven't yet. I have a perfect record and I'm trying to keep that. She said that's very childish. I said what I was asking isn't that big of a deal. Just send me a text. She was like, okay, fine, but that's still childish as F. And seems kind of sour now on going to shows with me. But I don't think it was an outlandish ask. If there was a band she didn't want to see and I did, I would have no problem texting her after that set. So was I an a-hole? Now for some comments. OP, I forgot you were 35 halfway through and assumed you were like 21. With a 16-year-old mindset, LOL. Wow, you're so cute and quirky and different for not liking rap and refusing to even be in the same room as a rap set. It's also a bit close-minded. I don't like rap, but it's nice to experience new things and the energy at rap shows is fun. Even if I'm spectating from the bar, OP refuses to even associate with it. You're the a-hole. Being too cool for a feminist rapper doesn't sound like someone who's genuinely invested in a movement like Riot Girl that's heavily associated with third-wave feminism. Just saying. Also, call yourself a Riot Girl but your favorite band is all men? I think you missed the memo. You sound like hard work, and it looks like you never moved on from your high school self. It's not a responsibility to text you an update. Likely she's going to be too busy enjoying herself. I was always a rap is crap edgy little kid. I grew out of it by 15. I'm 10 years younger than you. I don't listen to rap on my own, but I have learned to appreciate it for the art style it is. A friend recently invited me to a concert with a female rapper as the opener. Guess what happened? I had fun. I have no idea how someone could say such witty things so quickly with such rhythm. I'm so glad being seen and emo never was my whole identity. Cause that's what Taking Back Sunday is. It's emo, not punk. You're the a-hole, and middle school ended 22 years ago for you. Grow up. Try new things. You might enjoy it.